Good morning. It's the day of reckoning. Today I take my driving test in French. I'm very stressed. I've decided that I'm going to keep a positive outlook about it. I have some other errands to run in town, so I'm going to think of it as just another one of my errands. If I fail, which is possible, mostly because of the language barrier, to be honest, because I do have experience driving and I am a safe driver, but this written test in French is very stressful, and I'm going to try to think about it as if I fail, I can do it again. This is just the first try. This is the practice test. Having to keep the bike around for a little bit longer wouldn't be like a catastrophe, but I do really, really, really want to be able to drive. So we're going to go into town. I'm going to run my errands. I'm going to do my driving test. I'm not going to think too much about it. I tell myself now. I've arrived at the testing center, which is hidden behind this weird box for some reason. But I'm about 20 minutes early and I'm going to go in and do a little bit more studying at the very last minute. Finished the test. I was stressed. There was a lot of stress. And there were a few questions where there was definitely a language barrier issue. So I don't know how I did. We'll now have to wait to see my results. But I have decided, since I finished the test, to treat myself to a visit to the antique store. Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. But I really want more chandeliers. This is the local antique store, or brocante in French, and I have already made so many amazing finds in here. First off, it is massive on the inside. There are two huge sections to it, and there's everything from glassware to porcelain to furniture to snippets of cloth and fabric to just whatever you can imagine. It is in this shop. It's amazing. And it's really fun just to have like a dig through. I could spend hours in here. It's so addictive. Also, the lady who runs it is super nice and gives me really good prices every time I make a purchase in here. I really like this little dressing table and mirror, but I just don't know where I would put it. But I do really like it. I keep noticing it every time I come in here. I've just spotted these champagne flutes. They're so cute, and I really like the gold rims. This might need to be a buy. They're only 12 euros for 7. That's quite a good deal. And I've also spotted this little, what's called a violin table, I guess because it's kind of shaped like a violin. It's quite a good price as well. And I do need a table for the kitchen. I want just a very small table I can kind of put in a corner and eat breakfast on, but it won't take up too much room. And this could be a great size for that. I've also noticed these glasses with a gold rim, but I do already have a lot of glasses at the house. I don't have champagne flutes, but I do have drinking glasses, so maybe I should save money by not getting these. All right, here is the back section, which is incredibly even bigger than the front section. This is where all of the big furniture, like the armoires, the sofas, the big pieces are, and it is so fun to walk through. Oh, there's so many nice things in here. Did I mention there are more chandeliers? I have a problem, you guys. Just if you need some wooden clogs. I really like this table too. I love the carving on it, but again, it's a beautiful piece. I don't know where I would put it. I don't know where we need a table like this, but it is so gorgeous. I just turned the corner and saw this living room set. I love it. Oh, it's so pretty. But I have already ordered a sofa for the living room. And I don't know where else we could use a sofa and armchair set. Ooh, it's so gorgeous though. I might have to go back to the house and have a think about if there's anywhere to fit in another set like this. Oh, and there's one in green too. Oh, it's so tempting, but I just don't know where I would put them. I'll have to go back and have a look and a think because they are both beautiful. I don't know where I could find a place for that yellow set, but it's so beautiful. Maybe I do need to go home and just have a think this afternoon because I really love it. And if I could find any place for it, I would love to have it. It's gorgeous. In the end, I've bought 7 champagne flutes. I bought some fabric cuttings that I'm going to use for cushions and maybe curtains if they're big enough. And I bought a table to go in the kitchen because I've been really missing having a little table to eat at in the kitchen just for breakfast, that kind of thing. So all of that plus the delivery came to just under 100 euros, which is great. I love this shop. It is such a good price. The lady who owns it is so nice. And I always find something good in here, which is why I have to make myself stay away a little bit too, because it is dangerous. I could spend a lot of money in there and end up with enough furniture to furnish 8 houses. Well, I've moved on from the antique shop to the plant store, and things have just gone downhill. I am so tempted by all of these plants, but I will show you one that I am going to buy if they can deliver it. This beautiful peach tree. I have wanted a peach tree for a long time, and these are a good price. The only thing is I'm not going to be able to transport that on my bicycle, so I do need to ask if they can deliver a peach tree, but I have a spot that would be perfect for it, and I really want to invest in a peach tree, and hopefully it will live and I won't kill it, but fingers crossed for that one. I've also got a bluebeard plant, which is what I'm going to be doing a hedge with along the drive. I have one that I bought last year and it has survived the winter, so now I'm going to invest in some more bluebeard bushes to fill out that hedge. And then I saw this little guy who is so bright purple. I really love him, so I'm gonna give him a try and see how he does. And then I got some bulbs for big flowers and some vegetables. So I'm being very, very naughty at the plant store. I might also get a rhododendron. I just got home with a backpack full of wine and a bike basket full of plants, and life's pretty good. I did not in the end get the peach tree because they could not do a delivery, and the peach tree was roughly this tall. As ambitious as I am with things that I will try to load on the bike, I think a tree is maybe like a little farther than I can push it. What I did get, however, were these little guys. So I got my bluebeard, which is going to go next to its little friend right there who has made it through the winter. Good job, little guy. And I'm going to do a hedge of bluebeard all the way down this side of the drive. This is what it looks like when it flowers. It's going to be gorgeous. I love these plants. They are one of my favorites. And my favorite opera is Bluebeard's Castle, so I feel like a maybe slightly illogical connection to them. And then I got a peony because peonies are my favorite flower, and we had a beautiful peony bush over there against the wall that died in the heat of the summer last year because last year was a scorcher. So we're gonna put this one in like a slightly more protected area and hope that he'll grow into a nice big peony bush. And I got the little purple guy that I was showing you earlier, dahlia bulbs, and a few other bulbs for big flowers that are similar to dahlias. And I got, back in the box here, some grass and some seeds for various vegetables. So we're going to be able to do my nice little sunbathing soft grass area in the back garden. But before I can get that nice sunbathing area, I've got to remove the prickly grass that is there and does not want to leave. And I need to transplant that if I'm going to transplant it. So there's a lot of work to do today. I'm going to take a quick break and then get to gardening. Well, I had a little nap and now it's gardening time. So the first thing going in the ground is the bluebeard or Caryopteris that's going to be part of the hedge. I googled and I read that it's supposed to be about 20 to 30 inches apart. So we're gonna try this. I don't want them to be too far apart because I really want it to be a nice thick hedge once I have more of them. So let's put them in maybe even a little closer. I'll have to move that solar light, but that's okay. Yeah, that looks pretty good. That soil is really tough, but I found a pickaxe. I've just made such an exciting discovery. I walked over to this side of the garden where the peony bush that used to be here last year was, and I was convinced that that bush was completely dead because it looked like it had been fried at the end of the summer. Last summer was an absolute scorcher. It was so hot for so long last summer. And a lot of plants did not make it, and I thought that peony bush was absolutely dead. But I just looked down here, and these, I'm pretty sure, are little shoots of peony coming up. And if you look inside this one, there's a little bud inside it. So I think the bush is going to come back. And if you look down here, further down the bed, there's more of them. And there's even some in the corner. So somehow that bush not only survived, but managed to produce 2 more bushes. Unless I'm totally wrong about what this is, and it turns out to be some kind of random plant. But this is the peony that I just bought in the shop. And it looks the same. I think they're the same plant. I think that bush is back. So that means I've got peonies here and peonies over there. So I'm going to put this guy right in the middle and do a little peony row. And my last gardening accomplishment before the light goes was to put my little purple friend into this big pot because I did not know where to put him. I did not know where he would be the most happy. And then I just casually looked over and spotted this giant urn sitting empty. So I thought I'll put him in that and then I can move him around and see where he's the happiest. And hopefully he will grow nice and big in this great big pot and be very bushy and impressive. So my plan was to end this video in the garden and just let that be the end of the day. But as I was getting ready for bed, I checked my emails and I passed my driving test. I'm so happy about it. It's so much of a relief. And I only got 1 question out of 40 wrong. In French. I can't believe it. I'm so happy about it. What a good end to the day. I can now proceed to my practical classes where I'm actually driving, which are much less stressful because I've spent years of my life driving, and the language barrier is not going to be so much of a factor with that, I hope. Anyway, that's definitely the place to end the video because it's such good news and I'm so happy. And just before I do end the video, I will say please do take a minute to subscribe to my channel. It makes a big difference. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. It makes me really happy when you guys subscribe and like my videos. So please do that if you enjoyed this video and if you want to see more stuff from what I'm doing with the house or aerial content or whatever you guys are interested in, let me know in the comments. And with that, I'm going to go to bed and dream dreams of not having to study for my driving test anymore. Good night.